Okay, have you ever really thought about the invisible code that's running, well, pretty much everything in our modern world? It's like there's this hidden ancient logic that connects your phone, the internet, even the stars. Let's really dig into this.
I mean, for real, what is it that decides the very next video you're going to see on your feed, or that post that just magically appears right at the top of your screen? And how about Google? How does it sift through literally billions of web pages in a split second to give you the exact thing you're looking for? Or what about the huge, sprawling worlds inside your video games? Where every single character and every blade of grass seems to be following its own little set of rules. Well, the answer connecting all of these is the algorithm. It's a really simple idea, actually. It's just a step-by-step recipe for getting something done. And it is the silent workhorse that powers our entire digital world. But the real question is, where did this game-changing idea even come from?
To figure that out, we've got to jump in our time machine and go back more than 1,200 years to meet the man whose name is, quite literally, the origin of the word. Meet Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. He was a Persian mathematician, an astronomer, and a geographer, and he lived during the Islamic Golden Age. This is the person we really have to thank for so much of the world we live in today.
And check this out. This is what's so cool. Look at the direct line here. When his hugely important work was translated into Latin, his name, Al-Khwarizmi, got Latinized to algorithmi. From there, it's just a tiny hop to the English word we use all the time, algorithm. His actual name became the concept itself. How wild is that?
And he wasn't just working out of some dusty library. No way. Al-Khwarizmi was a top scholar at the legendary House of Wisdom in Baghdad. Back in the 9th century, this place was the absolute center of the universe for science, culture, and new ideas. You have to imagine the tech boom of Silicon Valley smashed together with the global influence of Manhattan. That's the kind of place this was. And it's in this unbelievable environment that he writes a book that would completely change everything and introduce a revolutionary new idea to the world. He basically gave us algebra.
So, around the year 820, he wrote this absolute masterpiece. And, it wasn't just for other geniuses. It was actually designed as a super practical guide to help people solve everyday problems. Things like trade deals, inheritance disputes, and measuring out land.
Okay, so the big secret is hiding right there in the title. The word algebra describes one of his main techniques, this idea of restoring balance to an equation by moving pieces from one side to the other. Does that sound familiar? It totally should. Algebra is the direct root of our word algebra. The man literally wrote the book on it.
But here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. Al-Khwarizmi did all of this amazing math without using the symbols we take for granted, like X or Y or the plus sign. He solved these complicated equations using only words. You can see it in this example from his book. It's all sentences. It's like trying to solve a super complex puzzle using poetry instead of numbers.
And as if inventing an entire field of math wasn't enough, Al-Khwarizmi also helped kickstart a total revolution in the very numbers we write down every single day. So before Al-Khwarizmi came along, a lot of Europe was still stuck using really clunky systems, like Roman numerals. His books were the key that helped introduce and popularize the much more elegant and efficient Hindu-Arabic numerals. Yep, the digits 0 through 9 that we all use today.
And this slide just says it all, right? I mean, just try doing that division problem on the left using Roman numerals. Good luck. It's a complete mess. This system that Al-Khwarizmi pushed for made math practical for everyone. It was an absolute game changer for science, for business, for engineering, everything.
But hold on, because his genius wasn't just limited to numbers and equations. Al-Khwarizmi was also a brilliant geographer who used his math skills to literally map the world. He wasn't the kind of guy to just accept old information. He tested it. He improved it. For example, the famous Greek geographer Ptolemy had made a huge mistake, way overestimating how long the Mediterranean Sea was. Al-Khwarizmi did the math again, and as you can see, his calculation was way more accurate. And this wasn't some solo passion project. No, he was a leader. He was put in charge of a team of 70 geographers, all working for the Caliph himself. Their mission? To create a brand new map of the entire known world and, get this, to calculate the circumference of the Earth.
I mean, we're talking about a massive, ambitious, state-of-the-art scientific mission.
So when you start putting all of these pieces together, the algorithm, algebra, our number system, even our maps, you're looking at one person who fundamentally shifted the entire course of human knowledge.
So let's connect the dots here, because his work is literally everywhere. Modern computing, it's built on his idea of the algorithm. Engineering and finance, they run on the number system he helped popularize. Global navigation and astronomy, they lean heavily on the trigonometry that he helped advance. His legacy isn't just some old chapter in a history book. It is the very foundation of our modern world. Al-Khwarizmi and all those other incredible scholars at the House of Wisdom laid down intellectual foundations that we are still building on more than 1,000 years later. And that kind of leaves us with one big question to think about. What foundations are we creating right now that future generations will still be building on another 1,000 years from today?